Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Willardy, and I hope that you've all had a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded anything to the channel, whether that be my Halo Infinite playthrough or Pokemon discussion videos or really anything Pokemon related, but I'm here to assure you that I will be continuing my regular uploads here in 2022. Really, I just needed some time to myself. Halo Infinite videos will resume tomorrow, and of course, we will be doing some Pokemon content this weekend with my very first live stream on this channel. So, it's January. Pokemon's Legends Arceus is planned to release at the end of this month, and I'm a bit concerned about this one. When it was first revealed to release only a short couple months after the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I do have to say I was excited at first. A brand new Pokemon game coming right after another one was amazing. However, as we approach the release date of January 28th, I'm actually a little concerned about Pokemon Legends Arceus, and today I'd like to talk about why. This game could be the foundation for the Pokemon series moving forward, so we definitely need to keep that in mind. I do want to state that these are my opinions and are not 100% something to worry about, but rather just my own concerns when it comes to what we've seen so far with the game. You may agree with them or you may not. Please leave your concerns and hopes for this game down below. This is also my first discussion type video when it comes to my concerns relating a Pokemon game, so if I sound a bit all over the place, I'm kinda sorry in advance. I also want to point out I am not going to be discussing leaks or rumors in this video because I've kept myself clear of them for Legends Arceus for a purpose. If you post any leaks or rumored content for the game down below, you will quickly be banned. So what could I be concerned about? The game isn't even out yet, but we have our trailers, we have our information on the website. I've gone through and I've watched all these trailers again that we've gotten so far and read the Pokemon Legends Arceus page on their website to catch myself up with all the information again so that I'm certain in my opinions and the current state of this game as of what we have officially seen. So let's hop right into some of the topics that I'm a little concerned about. I do want to state first and foremost that I am always for Game Freak and the Pokemon Company trying new things when it comes to the series. We really have had the same kind of basic formula for the past 20 years, so seeing it changed up in such a major way for Legends Arceus is definitely interesting. However, that, of course, is where one of my concerns comes into play. From what we have seen in the trailers and based on the information on the Pokemon webpage, we can see that of course there are still simple mechanics of battling and catching Pokemon present within Legends Arceus. However, there is a whole new aspect of trainer inclusion being added into battles in this game. From what we have seen, Pokemon can literally knock you out as a trainer by attacking you if you're not careful. We saw that first with the Luxray doing the Thunderbolt attack and the Ursaring swiping towards the trainer. This adds a whole new depth to Pokemon that we really haven't seen before. I'm sure a lot of people have described it like this, but to me it seems like kind of a Dark Souls aspect, but with Pokemon. I'm not sure how hard this will end up being overall compared to Dark Souls, but I still think it's an interesting comparison. You have your trainer dodging attacks and waiting for opportunities to throw these little bait things and then send out your own Pokemon to attack and battle these frenzied Pokemon. While I think the concept of having Pokemon attack you as a trainer in the wild is cool, it definitely evolves the current system that has been in place for Pokemon, its entirety. The whole implementation, however, is what concerns me. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to the current formula of encounter a Pokemon, throw out my own Pokemon, battle, catch the Pokemon, and then move on if I want to. However, this new addition of trainers themselves being included in the battle, being at risk, being able to be knocked out, has a risk of breaking that flow that I and so many others have known for so long. People were upset when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, and they brought over the catching mechanic from Pokemon Go, and it removed wild battles. And obviously Legends Arceus is going all in battles, which is cool, but you're changing up that formula that people know, and that is a risk in itself. This new addition not only has to feel fluid with the current mechanics of Pokemon, but it has to feel worth the addition. Is this going to make people want to avoid as many wild encounters as possible, as many battles, or is it just going to make the traverse of the landscape in order to find specific Pokemon more frustrating and annoying to do? I think later on in the game, once you get the ride Pokemon, it'll definitely make it a lot easier to avoid these battles, but I'll be curious to see how this trainer knockout mechanic works early game, because that can easily turn people off. If you wander into an area that has strong Pokemon and you don't know where you're going, for example, or if you just happen to get piled on by a bunch of Pokemon, are you going to just quit? I don't know. I think the whole dodging mechanic makes sense in regards to, of course, the noble Pokemon encounters. These are this game's boss battles. I'm not 100% sure how I feel when it comes to random Pokemon like Shinx just walking around your path. That is going to be interesting, and I guess we'll really find out how that flows when we get the game in our hands. By far, my biggest concern at this point for Legends Arceus probably would have to be with the main story and what the heck we're going to be doing throughout this game. So far when it comes to the main story, and I mean that by being the big beat and the end goal of Legends Arceus, we actually know very little. What we do know about the story so far is that we are a new member of the Survey Corps located in Jubilife Village, and are tasked to do specific tasks around the Hisui region to discover the landscape, set up more bases around the area, and catching and battling wild Pokemon along the way to fill out the very first Pokedex. We also know that in the story, we will be tasked with battling and helping out frenzied noble Pokemon, such as Kleavor, throughout the journey as well. All of those things that I mentioned, however, if we look at how the stories have progressed in previous titles, really at the end of the day are side objectives on the main path throughout the Pokemon games. In previous games, we had the end goal of beating the Elite Four and claiming the title as champion, after progressing through the many gyms or trials of the region. In Legends Arceus, my guess would be that these noble Pokemon are your checkpoints. Those are the big boss battles. On the Pokemon Legends Arceus website, you can see that these noble Pokemon are cared for by specific wardens throughout the region. For example, Kleavor is cared for by Leanne. Perhaps you will not only have to save Kleavor from its frenzied state, but also have to battle Warden Leanne as a stamp of approval to help rise to the ranks of the Survey Corps. That would be pretty cool. Still, even with this, we still don't 100% know the end goal and what our real purpose is in this game. Game Freak and the Pokemon Company have purposefully at this point avoided showing off much in regards to the main story of the game. I do like that there is a bit of mystery to it. That is definitely great, because I know in the past, Game Freak has been criticized for releasing too much information, like they did with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and the Rainbow Rocket section. However, at this point, with being so little known about the main goals of the game, I'm still not 100% sure I want to buy it. However, I probably will end up buying this game regardless, but without a clear and concise end goal, I may be turned off from this game, unless it's revealed within the first couple hours of gameplay, which, if it's done right, then it will be. I understand that this concern right here is highly subjective in the long run. This is really just my opinion and what I've seen and what I prefer when it comes to promotion prior to a game's release. But again, I really like knowing the end goal, or at least some extent of the end goal, when I purchase a game, especially Pokemon. There is a reason that I haven't bought new Pokemon Snap, for example, because I don't really have much of a goal in there except for to take pictures of Pokemon, and that doesn't seem appealing to me. It doesn't seem worth my money. I do want to quickly say that if the Frenzied Noble Pokemon, these boss battles, are main story portions of the game, I really like that. That is a great addition. Like I said earlier, it does feel very Dark Souls-like with the whole trainer inclusion in the battles, and has a huge inspiration from Totem Pokemon, from Alola. And I love that concept, even if it does take away from the traditional game play that we've been used to with the gyms and the Elite Four. But with Arceus, it really makes sense since we're in a new region without that gym setup in place. I think it works. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the last topic that I'd like to briefly touch on, because it's not a big concern, but I know there are a lot of people that will be concerned with this, and it does concern me slightly, and that would have to be the open world. When we first saw Legends Arceus gameplay, many people were comparing it to Breath of the Wild, and I do agree, the open world aspects do give me Breath of the Wild vibes, even though I only played that game for about 8 hours. You have setting up camps, crafting ingredients, and fighting and avoiding monsters laid throughout the entire open world. That is one thing that we're missing so far, is actually the little puzzle caves. Breath of the Wild obviously had a lot of those. We haven't seen anything like that in Pokemon yet. I want to be honest, although I do love games like Witcher 3 or Skyrim, I had a lot of fun playing them, I am not a huge fan of open world in most cases. I think over the last 10 years, it has been super overdone, and I tend to get really bored with them quickly. I'm actually going through and playing Witcher 3 again, and I find myself only being able to take it in small doses because I'm just not very attached to the open world aspect. That's, again, just a personal preference. I really like linear storylines, like the original Halo games, for example, like Pokemon games have been. I really like that linear aspect with some veering off here and there, but mainly a linear story. I do love beautiful landscapes, of course, but the problem with open worlds for me is a lot of the times they just seem really barren. Look at Halo Infinite, for example. I love Halo, and I have loved Halo since God knows how long, since I played Halo 1 over at my cousin's house when I was a kid being babysat. I've loved Halo for a while. The open world aspect of Halo Infinite is pretty neat, even with it only being one biome, and it has a lot of different places to offer and different aspects of the ring. It's pretty good. However, after some time in the world, at least in my opinion, I started to feel kind of isolated and alone. There wasn't really much to do on the ring itself. I mean, there's a banish base here, there's a couple of patrols here, but overall, it really just, there's not enough life to pull me back to that open world aspect. I just really want to go complete the main story because, yeah, sure, it's nice to complete all the open world stuff or achievements or whatever, but it's just not fun in my opinion. Sure, Halo is a completely different genre to Pokemon, and from what we've seen so far, I think the landscapes tend to be very littered with different Pokemon, which is fine. I think my one concern with the open world is I think Game Freak needs to get it right, is they need to have a variety of encounters, as well as a variety of different open world side objectives and little fun things like Easter eggs and stuff hidden throughout that actually make me want to invest in and explore the open world. If Pokemon Legends Arceus comes out and there really aren't those fun puzzles or hidden Easter eggs or quests to devote our time to in the open world, then I'm afraid I'm mainly just going to ignore it and for the most part just do the story. The open world really needs to feel full of life and activity, not just from the Pokemon, but from the people who are living there as well. And I think that's something that Skyrim does really well. For example, there are people doing everything in pretty much every corner of the open world, and it feels like it is a place that's lived in, which is great. Imagine if we're walking around, say, a snowy area near Mount Coronet, for example, and we come across a traveler who's been stranded due to either a snowstorm or an avalanche, and we have the opportunity to use our Pokemon that we have to help them out. I think that would be a cool side objective that I'd actually invest in, and I think they really need to hit the mark on that. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very short video of my current concerns for Pokemon Legends Arceus. Maybe we'll see another trailer here leading up to the release on January 28th. Maybe we won't. What do you guys think of Legends Arceus so far? What are your concerns? Do you share any of these concerns with me? Leave them down in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys this weekend for our very first Pokemon live stream, which I'm very excited for. Have a good day.